Hello students, welcome to the another lecture of data analytics. In our previous lecture we started with our third unit and we saw why big data is considered as an opportunity. We also saw how Hadoop is coping up with the data node failure problem and how actually we are storing data in Hadoop cluster, that is in HDFS basically. So in this lecture our topic of concern or topic of discussion is HDFS. uh, we have already studied HDFS is Hadoop distributed file system, and basically in HDFS how we are going to read any particular data node or how we are going to write any particular data into HDFS. So reading and writing mechanism is very important. HDFS write mechanism today we are going to study. So whenever we need to write any data node in HDFS, we would be needing these three steps, that is HDFS pipeline setup. Whenever I want to, or whenever anybody wants to write any particular data file in HDFS, it needs to set up the architecture which is known as HDFS pipeline architecture. So setting up the pipeline architecture for HDFS is the first important step we need to follow whenever we need to write any particular file in HDFS. The second comes as write pipeline. So the main task is doing the writing operation or saving the data node or saving the file in a particular HDFS. So this is the second step, which is write pipeline. And since we have done the writing operation, now we have first we created the architecture, we have just created the setup for the writing operation. In second step we have done our writing operation. At the last step, the important thing is we should be getting the acknowledgement. So acknowledgement is the third step which we need to follow. We'll see one by one in detail. This is a particular diagram in which you can see we have a client node, we have a data node. As we all have already studied the architecture of HDFS, you might be aware in Hadoop in HDFS we have a client node, we have a data nodes, we have different nodes where basically we are storing data. That you can see we are storing data in different nodes. So in particular first step, what will happen is, since who wants to store the file in the HDFS, the client wants to store the file, right? So being a client, if I want to store the file, I will first request the name node that I want to store this particular file. Are the data nodes available? Because if data nodes are not available, it is not possible for me to store any particular file, right? So being a client, I will send a request to the data node, to the name node, that I want to store the file size of this and this. For example, if I want to store the file size of 128 MB, I'll just specify that I want to store the file size of 128 MB. And where should I store? Until and unless the name node is not giving me the address, how can I store the file in a data nodes? For storing the file in a data node, I may need the address. So that address will be, that authentication, that authority will be given by the name node. So being the first step, what client will do, client will send a request to the name node asking it to send the address of the data node, as client want to write a file. Now whenever the name node is getting the request, what will be the action of the name node? It will give the address of the data node, because the name node knows that the client wants to store this particular file of size this and this, that is of size 128 MB in any particular data nodes. So it will see which data node is free, where client can store its file. For example, name node finds that data node 1, 4 and 6 are free. Why it is giving 3 data node address? Because we have already studied in our previous lecture that in HDFS, Hadoop is going to cope up with the data failure. And how it is going to cope up with the data failure? It is going to save the copies of the file in 3 different data nodes. This portion we have already studied, that whenever the file is stored in HDFS platform, it is going to store the file in 3 different data nodes. So in future, if any of the data nodes get fail, it may retrieve the file from the another one. Now name node will send three different IP address to client node. Okay, so name node will send the IP addresses of data node 1, 4 and 6 for example. So what client will do, basically client will store the file. For example, if the file name is xyz, the client will store the file xyz of size so and so, whatever the size is. That file is stored in data node 1 also, in data node 4 also, and in data node 6 also, so that in future whenever we want to retrieve any data node or any file from data node 1, and in case if data node 1 gets corrupted and we are not able to access that particular xyz file from data node 1, then we may have second option of accessing the file from data node 4 and 6. So this is the main reason why we are storing the file in three different data nodes. So data blocks, what basically client will do, client get the address of data node 1, 4 and 6. So data blocks will check whether data node 1 is ready for writing. If data node 1 is ready for writing, the client will store the file in data node 1. As the client will store the file in data node 1, the control automatically directs to data node 4 to check whether it is ready in a ready condition to write the data. When the data node 4 is in ready condition to write the data, then the client will store the file xyz in data node 4 also. And as it completes writing in data node 4, the control is then automatically transferred to data node 6, where again it will be checked whether data node 6 is free or not to write the data. And as the data node is free, the client will basically write its file in data node 6. So in this way, the client will first send a request to the name node. In return, the name node will send or will give the address of the three data nodes. So this is the compulsory, or it is the most essential step. It is not going to send address of 1 or 2. It is going to send the address of three data nodes, because it knows that the file has to be stored or has to be copied in three different data nodes. So it will check first whether which three data nodes are free, and the address of those three data nodes is then sent to the client. Simultaneously, client is going to do. Client is going to check whether first data node is free or not. If it is free, it is going to write the data. Then control is transferred to the second data nodes, and so on. In this way, writing operation is basically done. This is the thing in which basically writing operation is done. The next step is basically, you can see the control is getting transferred from data node 1 to data node 4, and from data node 4 to data node 6. So this is the architecture of writing pipeline, in which we are storing all the, you can say the client is storing data. Step number 1, step number 2, you can see first the client is storing data in data node 1, then it is control is diverting to data node 4, and then the client will store the data or the file in data node 4, and finally the control is transferred to data node 6, where at last the file is stored. In this way, write operation is done. Next comes the third operation, which is acknowledgement. Again, it is a very important step, because without acknowledgement, how comes the client will be very sure that my data gets stored in three different data nodes? So for the client's surety, it is very important to receive acknowledgement. As the file is submitted by the client, it is getting stored in three different data nodes, but as a surety, the client needs some kind of acknowledgement. So in case of HDFS, acknowledgement takes place in reverse order. As we have seen that first the data was stored in data node 1, then it got stored in data node 4, and then it got stored in data node 6, right? So this was the sequence which was followed. First data node 1, then data node 4, and then data node 6. The reverse order exists or occurs in case of acknowledgement. Data node 6 will give the acknowledgement first that I have stored this particular file at my database. Then data node 4 will give the acknowledgement, and then at last data node 1 will give the acknowledgement. So client will receive the acknowledgement in reverse order. first it will get the acknowledgement of data node 6, then it will get the acknowledgement of data node 4, and then it will get the acknowledgement of data node 5, data node 1. If any of the data nodes fail to give the acknowledgement, that means client will came to know that something or some kind of technical error may have occurred, some kind of error may have generated, because of which the file my file is not being stored at that particular data node. So in this way, basically client will get the signal, or it will get a surety of acknowledgement after getting acknowledgement that my file has been saved. I hope this concept is pretty clear to you. In our next lecture, we would see the write operation, how write operation can be done basically in case of HDFS. Thank you.